tweets or your texts. Great show, guys. Here's one. Spurs look really good with Son, Bergwijn and Mora with a solid defence. Things have changed when Harry came back in. Kane just does not seem to fit. Drops back way too deep.
Interesting that. He was way too deep. But when you've got a striker capable of scoring as many goals as Harry Kane, why would you have a system where he plays deep?
I can't understand why. Listen, one thing's playing him deep behind Son or something in a number 10 position and playing him in there and asking him to really operate in there. To ask him to sort of drift in there from one side, from that left side, I just don't see that. I really don't. I don't understand. Against a team like Chelsea, who are now, as we're seeing with a lot of the best teams, they're so aggressive with their wing backs. I mean, as we just spoke about Marcus Alonso and whether it's Reece James or Aspi on the other side, and they're literally flying forward at every opportunity now. If you're playing slightly wide in a forward position, you can't help at times, but have to feel like you need to drop back and help out. You need to fill in a little bit in a position. Can't have Harry Kane filling in. He's there to score your goals. How long was it, Aid, when he had that shot?
About an hour.
About an hour. So it's taken an hour for him to get himself into a central position where he's hit one from, 25 yards straight at Kepa, who saves it reasonably comfortably, hits it well. But that can't be right. And that seems like you shoehorning people into certain positions to me.
Nikesh says, you've got it wrong. Nuno's stopped Harry scoring. What a daft comment. That's on Harry Kane and no one else. Well, do you think Harry Kane's gone out there and decided to go back and get the ball off the centre-halves? Was it against Palace where he had something like 2 touches in the box and no shots on goal? I mean, this is Harry Kane. If that's happened in a previous game where he's had no impacts in an attacking sense, surely the manager works on it in the week and then deals with it in the next game and basically says to Harry Kane, right, what's going on? How come you scored so many goals last season, but you haven't scored for us so far this season, not even really looked like scoring? What can we do to rectify that? You've got one of the best goal scorers on the planet at your club, and he's not looking a threat. Do you think that's nothing to do with the manager, Nikesh? Really?
Yeah, that's a good point. I also, Aid, look, let's not overlook the fact that it's not that long ago Harry Kane thought he might be going. He thought it was probably going to happen, as many did. And there is no doubt that you cannot just switch from the mode where you think you're going and all of a sudden it doesn't happen. Oh, well, I'm still, like, he makes a statement or whatever and says, yeah, look, I'm still a Spurs player. I'm going to give it my all. Still delighted to be here, blah, blah. It's a great club. No, you don't go from the mindset he has when he thinks he's a City player to all of a sudden he's just going to automatically pull on the white shirt of Spurs and become the Harry Kane that's knocked in 200 plus goals. It's not going to happen that straightforward. He still looks like a player. He don't look sharp. And that sharpness is also like sharpness in your mind. He's not a rocket machine, Harry Kane, far from it. But when he's absolutely on it, he's so bright and sharp around the areas that the ball tends to find him and he's able to finish. At the moment, he looks like he's just not there totally, not with it completely to me. He looks like he's still suffering from the fact that move didn't happen. And I think Spurs fans are going to have to live with this with Harry Kane. He's playing catch up with his fitness, and he's the sort of player that when he doesn't look fit and sharp and at his best, he can look a little bit ploddy and a bit pedestrian.
I speak to Tommy, who's a Chelsea fan. Let's talk about Tuchel. How you doing, mate?
Hello, mate. You all right? How's it going, guys? You good?
All good. You must be very happy.
Oh, mate, I'm over the moon. I've got to say, since he's come in, obviously, I was a bit hesitant. I weren't too sure. I saw him do a few things at PSG and at Dortmund before that, and then obviously I heard about him at Mainz, the same as Klopp. And when he come in, and I saw how he changed the formation and the way he's revitalised the whole team, it's the best I've seen Chelsea play since I was a little kid. I'm not going to lie to you.
Better than Jose's first spell?
No, that was when I was a kid.
I'm showing my age there, aren't I? A little bit, really.
Joe, when you said when I was a kid, I was thinking Kerry Dix and all that.
Yeah. Well, you sound a bit older than obviously you are, but
that's what he's done us there.
But
I
have to agree with you, and I think we're all liking what we're seeing Thomas Tuchel producing. I don't think there's any doubt in that, and I think there was a bit of scepticism when he first got the job.
It was mainly because the fans really wanted Lampard to work.
That's right.
Yeah,
they did.
Whether he would have done or not, we'll never know. But what we do know is Tuchel does seem to be working. David, a Spurs fan, what do you want to say, David?
I just obviously been listening to talkSPORT over the last few weeks and things. I just want to point out we're not we're not just a team of Harry Kane. Like, we have other players, and this obsession with talkSPORT and Harry Kane, I think is driving every Tottenham fan around the absolute bend. He threw his toys out the pram in the summer because he couldn't leave. He's then come back into the team. We were better when first game against Man City, when we had Son, Bergwijn and Moura. And Kane's come back in. In fairness, I will give it that he's behind on fitness and things, but he has been nothing short of atrocious. I would ask any person to tell me one positive thing he has done since he's come back into that team. I'll wait.
So that's a bold. I mean, David, look. So are you saying, David, here and now, that you think Tottenham would be a better team? You would get better results without playing him?
I think he should have been gone in the summer.
No, but he didn't go. So now you've still got him. Now you've got him, and it looks like you've got a little bit of a problem with him as well, because he don't look right.
At the moment in time, yeah, I do. Because also, I think you're taking to the... I'm not in the dressing room, so I'm just saying from an outside perspective, it looks like he's having such a negative impact on that team. Look at the team togetherness in that Man City match. They were flying in for challenges. They were going for everything. Kane comes back in, and it just looks like a completely different team. And you're talking about the game yesterday and playing Kane on the left, and then, at the end of the day, we played Son up against Thiago, because if you're going to match if you look at Thiago, he's 36, and I can see Nuno's idea with Son pacing in behind him, and it did work in the first half. In the second half, it went to pot, and Dele fell asleep at the corner. Lucky second goal, game's gone. Chelsea, they're going to win the league this year, but. My main reason for this call is I think Kane needs to be dropped. He needs to pull his finger out and sort it out, because we're not Harry Kane FC, we're Tottenham Hotspurs. And it's just the way talkSPORT bang on about him every single day. Harry Kane, Harry Kane.
It's not our fault, mate.
It's because of the goals he scored for you, David. That's why people do it, and that's why Nuno still plays him.
Yeah, and I honestly I reckon there's a little bit of pressure from the top saying, look, you've still got Harry Kane. I don't know. I just think there's a bit of pressure. I think Nuno needs to say, look, do you know what? First game of the season, I keep going back to it. We were absolutely superb against Man City, and did Harry Kane play? No, he was nowhere near the team.
I remember when Ruud Gullit left Shearer out. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Right now, Al was certainly playing better at that time, I think, than what Harry Kane is right now. But it was a statement, a bold move, and one that backfired ultimately.
They lost, didn't they?
Yeah,
they lost to Sunderland, I think, was it?
Yes,
Derby. Yeah,
it was. But ultimately to leave Shearer out of that particular team at that time, again, Ruud obviously had his ideas, and whether it was designed just to try and fire Al up, or whether or not he had other plans in terms of he wanted him out. Too strong a character in the dress, I don't know. But with Harry Kane, to not play him is only going to put Nuno under more pressure. But I don't understand why you don't just say, Harry, get up the middle and let Son do what he does week in, week out. When he runs off one side and he runs at people, he's just as dangerous.
Listen, he's scored 3 goals for England so far this season, which is, and he's got 2 for Spurs in the Europa Conference League, none in the Premier League. We talk about Harry Kane because he's England's main striker. Okay, and there's a World Cup next year, and we need Harry Kane to be happy and in form. It looks like he's happier when he goes away with England. It very much you're right, Andy. It looks like he's not happy at Spurs, and any wonder he's not happy at Spurs because he doesn't want to be there. Now, he's 28. He's scored 280 goals for club and country in his career. It's a phenomenal record. Now, if that dries up, of course, people are going to talk about it and start analysing his game. That's what's going to happen. I agree with him, and it's not about dropping Harry Kane. He really shouldn't still be at Spurs. So they need to look at the ownership of Tottenham and the running of the football club and why he wasn't allowed to leave before anything else. This is talkSPORT.